Neverwinter on the PlayStation 4 is an epic experience. Its amazing blend of MMO, RPG, and MOBA have left me with an unforgettable experience that no MMO has ever given me. Let us start by talking about Neverwinter graphically. To my opinion, Neverwinter is honestly a beautiful game if you look at it as the whole picture. When you look at Neverwinter's character models and villages, you'll honestly see an updated and super polished version of World of Warcraft. I'll be honest about that. Neverwinter doesn't have the best visuals in the world, but if you look at its environments as a whole and stare at things like the dark moon, the moon in a dark sky, the stars, some of the beautiful environments around the surroundings, your stronghold and things like that, you'll definitely learn to respect Neverwinter's graphical features. It's a beautiful game, to my opinion. And the environments all clash together and make it look fantastic. Neverwinter stands out to me the most because of its MMO, RPG, and MOBA blend. With a crazy PvP system that plays like most popular MOBAs today, such as Smite, League of Legends, Paragon. You guys get the drift. That is an honest and great PvP system for any player to enjoy, and it gives a fair advantage to anyone new or veteran to the battlefield. Neverwinter's controls are optimized pretty well. There are a few clunky problems I found. The touchpad is a little bit extra sensitive, especially since pushing the touchpad and touching the touchpad do two different things. That became a bit of a problem for me at times. The fact that the X button is selecting and it's real easy to accidentally invite players to parties is a little bit annoying. But other than that, Neverwinter runs really smooth and very well controller optimized for the PlayStation 4. My only other complaint is the keyboard. The fact that I can't just plug in the keyboard and push enter to start typing in the chat is really annoying. That's really inconvenient for things like dungeons, raids, and any type of guild activities where I need to type fast on the go. I think that's definitely something Perfect World and Arc Games should consider changing for veteran MMO players or anyone who's used to playing MMOs with a keyboard for convenience, because typing with a controller is very hard. And Neverwinter's typing scheme, adding a controller only to that, would just make things very frustrating and difficult to communicate with your party. But with that being said, in all fairness though, the game does offer in-game voice chat, so you can easily counter that option. Neverwinter's biggest flaw is its mechanical functionality. Some of the character models get a little buggy and animations get stuck at times, but the game tends to crash when it has heavy traffic, which is a common launch bug, so I'm not going to judge Neverwinter too much for that. But it definitely needs to be addressed because it hurts the game where it's supposed to shine most, and that's its MMO aspect, with plenty of player interaction, big raids, big guild events, and stuff like that for you to do. Neverwinter's story is something that also intrigued me. If you're not part of the Dungeons and Dragons universe, you may find yourself a little lost at first. But the simplicity of the story, especially before the expansions, is great. You're simply a hero coming into a world trying to save it. You go from town to town taking on different tasks, helping villagers and other heroes like yourself reclaim the lands of Neverwinter from the undead and all kinds of other evil. And as you progress through the expansions, the story gets more complex. Neverwinter is an example of an MMO and RPG that grows and evolves and gets better over time. You can definitely see the drastic difference between the base game storyline and the expansion storyline. They are different, but they blend together so well in a way that make the game completely immersive. And I honestly love that. Long story short, I love Neverwinter. And Neverwinter is an example of what an MMO should be. With an amazing PvE system, more customization than any game I have ever played. Well, I don't want to say any game. That would be a bit of an understatement. But the fact that Neverwinter gives you the ability as an MMORPG to take any race, any class, put them together, and make millions, and I mean millions of different kinds of strategic builds to use in combat. It's crazy. It gives smaller YouTubers like myself, Leah Knowles, and Al's Random Kill the ability to make all kinds of builds to showcase with the world. And that, I find, is an immersive experience in its own. Just being in my guild with roughly 123 people right now, I have found probably 10 or 11 different ways to play my class the Great Weapon Fighter. And these weren't ways built by any professional standards, wikis, or videos from any larger YouTubers. These are simple builds made by normal everyday people. And there are much more to come. And this is doable with any class. You can take races and take advantage of their advantages and build the most awesome, efficient role in your class there is. Or you can simply take the races, use them for glamour, and build the coolest looking class that's still efficient. Me, for example, I play a Great Weapon Fighter with an elf. The elf gives me a critical advantage, so as a DPS, I do get a slight better critical hit chance. It's not the greatest benefit for my class, but the point is it's an option. And the game gives me hundreds and hundreds of other options for every single class, which I find amazing in an MMORPG. There is no one set way to play any class. And that is an epic, epic thing. And the fact that multiple classes can do multiple roles is crazy. When I found that the Oathbound Paladin was a hybrid tank and healer. Or it can also be a solo tank or a solo healer, depending on how it's built. It's nuts. I even saw a person that was using one, and because of its lifesteal advantage being so much, the class nearly took no damage from enemies. That's just the example of one of hundreds of builds you can do with that class. And I find that simply amazing. And the thing I love most about Neverwinter is the fact that it gives you options. More options than I've ever seen in any MMO before that I've ever played. If you guys found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. But I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. It's your boy Tanek127. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.